Good morning.
Good morning.
Wait. This is a Kipp school. You got to be louder than that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now I know I'm at a Kipp school. It's so wonderful to be with you, students and family and parents and community leaders this morning. I always enjoy returning to Seven Trees because I've seen this neighborhood grow up over many, many years, and was so delighted that when I was mayor, we were able to set aside the money to build the community center and the library, and now to see Kipp Heritage come to this site and to this community. I'm just so delighted. It's wonderful. So I want to again thank Diana and Yusuf for the wonderful introduction. Appreciate it. And I'm honored to welcome all of you here today on behalf of Kipp. My name, as they said, is Ron Gonzalez, and I am the former mayor of San Jose and a former Kipp Bay Area Schools board member, and a current member of this organization's Facilities Advisory Committee, a group of wonderful people who donate their time and their experience as professionals in all types of land development and land use to the future needs of Kipp students and Kipp community members as we try to plan new schools throughout the San Francisco Bay Area. You know, I've been committed to Kipp and its mission for several decades now, and I can't tell you how great it is to see hundreds of Kippsters assembled here in this beautiful brand new facility with brand new classrooms, all for Kipp Heritage Academy, to have a permanent place to call home here in San Jose. Now, as you know, building and nurturing a new school is not easy. In fact, building anything nowadays is not easy. It takes an entire community, and so we're grateful to have everyone who is part of this school's community. And I would like to thank our partners from the Franklin McKinley School District and recognize them for their support and collaboration throughout the process of both negotiating the long-term lease for the property and building this brand new campus. Specifically, I'd like to recognize, and hopefully he's in the audience, I haven't seen him yet, Superintendent Juan Cruz. Superintendent, please stand up. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Superintendent Cruz, I know, is very dedicated to all the students in the Franklin McKinley District, and quite an active community member himself. He and I were at an event last night, so hopefully you got to bed early, Mr. Superintendent. So thank you for being there too.
Let's go.
I don't think she's with us, but former Assistant Superintendent Maggie Lamkin, former Principal of Los Abalos Academy, Ricardo Valendelis, as well as the current Principal of Los Abalos, Tina Ibarra. Is Tina with us? Oh, there she is. Good morning, Tina. And we would like to particularly thank Staff Lead Veronica Lanto, who has worked with us throughout this entire process from the beginning to the end. Is Veronica with us? Oh, give Veronica a big round of applause. Yeah. And I'd certainly like to thank the School Board of Education, and I know that we have at least one board member today with us, and that's board member Omar Torres. Omar, please stand. Thank you so much. So that I don't get in trouble, are there any other board members here? Okay, I'm good. All right. You never want to miss an elected official.
Not bad.
Thank you, Omar, for being with us. I'd like to honor our partners with the City of San Jose, especially the City Council and Mayor Sam Liccardo. And we're delighted to have with us today, representing the City of San Jose, first the Vice Mayor, Latina Vice Mayor Magdalena Carrasco. Magdalena, please stand up, Vice Mayor. And a special thanks to Johnny Camus, Councilmember Johnny Camus with us. I thought he would be with us, I was told. Okay, he couldn't make it, who represents the District 10 of this community. We've also been so fortunate to have the support of our neighbors, the Seven Trees Community Center, the San Jose Public Library, both who have given us this facility today for this ceremony. A hearty thank you to our talented and committed finance, design, and building partners at Pacific Charter School Development, including their lead for this project, Angela Andrews. Is Angela with us? Oh wow, everybody's sitting over here. That's great. Kipp's great at organizing events. So along with the Pacific Charter School Development, we had Artique Art agriculture, not agriculture, Arctic art and architecture,
Yeah.
over a construction and enviroplex. Please thank all those folks. We'd also not be here today without the generous support of our donors, investors, and board members, especially fellow members of the Facilities Advisory Committee who share a common commitment to Kipp's mission of preparing students for success in life, and in college and in life. I know we have several board members and funders. Please stand, be recognized. Chuck. We got several others here. Thank you. You'll never find a more dedicated group of people. I've served on a lot of nonprofits, but my time on the board of directors for Kipp was so educational for me. And of course, no one embodies that commitment more than our incredible team of Kipp Heritage teachers and leaders. All the teachers, please stand, and leaders in the school, please stand. Students, give these folks a warm round. Thank you. Thank you, teachers. When I was mayor, I used to like to say, and I still do, that my three heroes in any city are our police officers, our firefighters, and our teachers. So always remember them. So thank you so much for inviting me. It's been a pleasure to be with you, and it's now my pleasure to get you to help me welcome the wonderful Kipp Heritage founding school leader, Amy Tran.
Cool. I may have heard of her.
Good morning, everyone. Buenos dias. Xin chào quý vị.
Hi.
Thank you all for being here today. I get to start this morning's address with many thank yous, along with Mr. Ron Gonzalez's thank yous. Thank you to our families and community members who made time to be here today. Thank you to our students in advance for being part of something that I hope you'll remember for years to come. Thank you to an incredible team of teachers and staff who give so much of themselves to be here every day. I spend each day with this amazing team and these beautiful, hardworking, funny, courageous Kippsters with whom their families have trusted us. 4 years ago, when I started the school, I was not yet a mom. I didn't know the depth of a parent's love or the fear of leaving the most important person in your life in the hands of someone else. Now as a mom, I recognize even more so that it's truly an honor to do this work. Thank you to my family who have shaped me my whole life and who are the ones who make it possible for me to do this work. Today I'm lucky to have my mom, dad, brothers, in-laws, husband, and my daughter here with me. I'm also thankful to be part of a community full of so many people who are willing to give space, share time, and resources. We are so thankful to have partnerships in this district with Franklin McKinley and the City of San Jose, and for the leadership and support we get from our Kipp Regional Support Office. From the Franklin McKinley School District, I want to give a special thanks to Superintendent Juan Cruz for his leadership, and to Tina Ibarra, Principal at Los Arboles, for her partnership. I also want to thank the Kipp Bay Area Schools facilities and real estate team for everything they've done to help this campus come together, as well as the academics and operations team for all of your support, the marketing communications team for putting together this amazing event, and all of our amazing volunteers from the Regional Support Office who are here today. Let's give them a round of applause.
Yeah.
3 years ago, at our school's first opening ceremony, I was able to tell a part of my story. I bring this story again to you today because at Kipp Heritage, we believe in the power of story. We believe that stories connect us, build empathy and community, and reveal a history and the strengths of a people. So here is part of my story. It begins almost 40 years ago when my parents, along with 2 of my brothers and many aunts and uncles, escaped Vietnam. It was a dangerous risk to take. a risk taken out of desperation. They left in the middle of the night, their third attempt, and managed to get to a prearranged fishing boat that would bring them to a Red Cross camp in Malaysia after 3 days and 3 nights of over 160 people crammed onto a small boat. Knowing the risks, they and so many others showed courage. After being in that camp for 6 months, my family was flown to the United States where a sponsor helped them. A stranger, someone who didn't even know us, helped this family of 4 learn a new culture, find an apartment, go to English classes, and navigate grocery stores. This sponsor family, the whole time, did this with patience and love. They did this with empathy for a family experiencing a new foreign country for the first time in their lives. Upon arriving in the United States, my parents did what any parent would do. They worked hard for their children to have a better life. They worked with the kind of grit that parents can show, getting up every day, weekends and holidays included, at the same time, working for 15 back-breaking hours straight, coming home past our bedtimes, and being willing to do it all over again the next day. This, to me, is drive. And so, in part because my parents were working so hard, I was fortunate to have a village raise me. My aunts, uncles, grandparents, brothers, teachers, coaches, and best friends. I was so lucky to be surrounded by cousins, good food, and the joy of knowing that I was part of something bigger than me. Unfortunately, I grew up thinking that the things that made me different were not things to be proud of. I grew up believing that being American looked a certain way and felt a certain way, and it did not look like how I or my family felt. I think about my many experiences I had in school, the heroes we studied, the books we read, and I don't remember any books or stories that a teacher assigned to us that was written by someone who looked like me. It wasn't until my junior year of high school when my U.S. history teacher invited a young Vietnamese American woman to share her family's story of escape that I finally saw my family's story in school. In that moment, my teacher had shown us that voices like hers, that voices like mine, could be important. At Kipp Heritage Academy, we want our students to see themselves in school every day. I hope we have succeeded at that in some small way, but I know our journey has just begun. What I can take comfort in is knowing that our students are courageous. I see it in the raise of a hand, an email that asks for help, the willingness to try a new sport or meet a new friend. I take comfort in knowing our students have empathy. I see it in the smiles on their faces in the mornings, the cheers for their classmates when they're finishing the mile run, the hushed silence when we get to a serious part of the book they're reading. Our students show an incredible amount of drive. They research, debate, write, create, and then do it all over again in class after class, day after day. And our students are joyful. They have fun, and while every moment can't be filled with pure fun, I've been lucky enough to see the yes when students get their scores back, or when the teacher reveals the correct answer after this class has been going back and forth. I have so many hopes for our students. I hope that they know the voices and the voices of their families and community are important and powerful. Lately in the broader community and world, it feels like there is much darkness and hate. But when I look at our students, I see light and love. I see possibility. Kippsters, I hope you know how loved you are. I hope you found your voice, and if you're still figuring it out, I hope you have the courage to keep looking. I hope you know you have something important to contribute to our community. I hope you know how much greatness we see in you, and how proud I am to be your principal. This new campus, it's for the community and the staff, sure, but most of all, it's for you and all the future Kippsters. It's been built for you because we know that you will build a better tomorrow. Thank you.